Okay. This time it's not telling me how much I have time to record. This is vlog number 3, not in December anymore, January 2nd, 2019, starting the year. Pretty fucking cold, for California, even for outside weather. This house is maybe 10 degrees colder than it is outside in the sun, maybe more. It's just, that side is shaded. There's hardly any sunlight. There's no solar gain. So the thermal mass of this house is being used against it. The ventilation is poor. I think I've already posted video. I know I'm trying to keep this to personal things on, April 2017 to December 2018 into now. But yeah, the house is a personal concern. The humidity trapped inside the house while I was not here, while I did not live here, corroded the beams in the ceiling and the roof. The walls are mostly intact, but there is some humidity eating through the walls to the side, the edge of the property, where it is touched by the ground, both in the front and the back. Foundations are compromised by termites. There's cracks. There's some subsidence. I don't know if that's the appropriate term. Subsided a bit. It's cracked. It's sunk. Okay. So, all right. What else? Right. So the ceiling. Oh, I just found a way to keep the camera still. So maybe. All right. There's this video on there, but the ceiling is falling in, and since it cracked on the surface on the outside, it doesn't have a very good slope grade, so the water sunk in, and it sunk in with mineral dust, which had enough salt so that now the salt, like for example in the bathroom, I licked my finger, I touched the mineral buildup that was on the ceiling. It's really dry right now. I need to put something on my hands. I tasted it, and it's salt. It's sodium it's salt. It tastes like frickin' salt. Salt and humidity in the concrete against the already corroding iron. This is waiting to fall apart. Leave it alone long enough, and it would have. There's been a layer of sealant put on the roof, but that will decay to the UV over too short a time to be able to excuse this not being repaired. Okay. So yeah, so the house is really cold. It needs to get fixed. Outside, I noticed I pruned one of the trees in the inappropriate season. I had not seen what sort of fruit it was. I was just told the name. I didn't remember where it was. The place it was planted. There used to be like a peach tree back there, and there's an apple, and so I assumed it was a winter pruning job. It was not, and so I probably did it some harm in pruning it in the inappropriate season. But I'll be sure to prune it in the right season this year. When I prune all the other trees for that season. Right, so in the last part of this, I'm at 5 minutes, okay. In In the last part of this, I discussed some of the things like the cats being thrown at me. I've had 3 cats totaled. 3. One was a tiny little male kitten, black, with some white paws, I think, maybe some white on the chest, outside, meowing its ass off. Meowing and meowing and meowing under one of the cars, and nobody came to pick it up. And I was like, what the hell is this? Is this a cat? So I went out there, and I think I also uploaded video, I'm not sure. I might have not. Oh, no, I didn't upload video of when I found it. I didn't think I needed to, like, in detail, like, record every little thing happening. I wasn't as suspecting of the suspicious things happening. So, right, so I was on one of the cars in front of the neighbors, and, like, a little off-center directly in front of this house. So I went out there, and it was, like, 10 or 11, not even 12 at midnight, and, like, it was kind of quiet outside, and it was surprising considering how much noise there's been in the past fucking year, which is a grave contrast to the first year I was here, and all the fireworks being blown up this fucking year, not just during the celebrations of, like, you know, Independence Day, and that's September, like, 15th, 16th, and, you know, any days about, like, it's just like, that's a lot of money, and they're not buying it themselves. Anyway, they could buy, like, maybe, like, a meter of, like, PVC pipe to run some fucking water. Somebody, like, you could have, like, a spigot, you could have an inlet, like a water hose plug-in, so that anybody around the park could hook up a hose leading to their house so that they could water in the park, you know? With all of those fireworks that they didn't have the first year. Anyway, so the kitten was right there. I was able to get the fleas off. I was able to treat it for a severe fucking eye infection it had, respiratory infection, and just in case, I took it back to the vet, and they gave it another fucking round of dewormer. And it was starting to catch cold again, so they gave it another round of antibiotic. It was fine. The cat was fine. It didn't have tapeworm anymore. And it was getting used to, like, the boundaries of, like, you know, this is my room, this is my bed, do not go on my bed, at least, you know, until he didn't have tapeworm and fleas and that sort of thing. And I was waiting. He didn't have ringworm like this other cat did. And yeah, he was getting used to it, and I was like, you know, okay, he could go outside when I go outside, you can't. I don't want them eating the birds. I don't want them even eating or killing the spiders, which they like to kill, the daddy long-legged spiders, the house spiders. I don't want them killing the jumping spiders or the black widows. I don't mind if they kill the false widows. Those fuckers are annoying. Right. And I was out there watering the trees, and the house that I gave the dog to, there's also a dog that I got rid of the parasites, I got rid of the fleas and ticks, I got it a flea collar like I did that cat, and this cat, I gotta get one for this other cat that just got here. It looks like he might have scabies or something. In Spanish that's called sarda, or roña. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know what it is. His back, claws, this is kind of personal. I mean, they're in my living space, so, you know, it's not about me personally, but they do affect me personally, and they're part of the community, and so it's like a little bit of in between. Yeah, and, his back legs, the claws are all fucked. Like, he's been climbing up some really non-accommodating surfaces, really torn up. They look like bad human nails in some sort of, like, 3 a.m. infomercial on a fungicide for toes or some shit. It's bad. they're like stripped and like frayed, and so I hope I can get him back to normal, if he had a normal. Get him at least as good as this cat. She's starting to push boundaries. She's trying to see what she could get away with, like all the other cats I've had, except worse. And I haven't really had cats. I had cats sort of. I've taken care of cats. I guess one was mine, sort of. Anyway, they listen. They like and they listen, and they like being around, and you know, we have like communicate. This cat is pushing it now. It seems like she didn't have the best situation before, and she's trying to see how good she can get it. Like this, she peed in one of the potted plants, and I intend to have like at least a dozen potted plants in here, and right now I can't have that. It's been really slow. They were supposed to be here like last year. I have the plants already. I need to pot them, so it means I need the pots and I need the soil, and it's taking a while. And they're rooting. It's really slow right now. They're not growing very well. But yeah, the humidity in here might be a problem with all the houseplants, and so I need some sort of dehumidifying routine or something besides running the fans most of the day. They take up a lot of energy, and I really need a passive system. The passive system requires fixing a lot of, so much to fucking do here. I intended to be down south, like, working, and this, it feels like, this feels like not work. This feels like I'm getting bogged down with things that should have been done, or at least, you know, well enough situated to where I didn't need to. Because I'm going to have to be doing these types of things from the ground up over there anyway, and I don't have the spending money that I intended to have. Even the little money that I had saved up. Anyway, so like right now my spending habits are, they're a little they're weird, I guess, and I could see why the assholes harassing me would be criticizing. But then again, they are the assholes that they are. So there was like, how many stray cats out there before? Oh yeah, and now they're not showing up. Oh, one of the cats wound up dead. I don't know if I said that in the last video. He was really he was such a nice cat. He wasn't even that old. He was such a nice cat. He was friendly to this cat. And he shows up dead the day that they stole my ladder. Okay, now we're starting to get into the things that happened within 2017, April 2017. Oh, jeez. I just poured some bleach in here into the grout because cat stained, and I think the bleach fumes are pausing this. I'm almost at 14 minutes, 13:30 right now. I don't know, sometimes the timing gets off. I reduced the resolution, so probably be able to record longer, but I hate that sometimes these drag on when I want to be like concise. It's like there's so much to go into, and I don't want to be like, I don't want to have to like go back and be like, anyway, these are mostly personal, but then again, it's been, so much has come up that like, what proof do you have? When I try to get proof, you fuck things up. It's like, do you really want me to have proof, or do you just want to say you don't have any proof at your convenience for your benefit? You guys are, never mind, you know who you are, you know what you are. I'm not gonna devote this or dedicate this to you. Right, so the bleach fumes, right, the cat, the house, the ladder, two ladders were stolen from here, from me. People have jumped up on the roof. Oh, the threats I've gotten, physical, like body language, nonverbal communication, threat to have somebody had a gun supposedly and threatened me with it down the fucking street when I was watering trees in the fucking park. I tried to call them on their bluff and they didn't have a gun. Just recently, I mentioned the dude with the gun, the toy gun. Oh, that's what I ended up on the first part. Okay, yeah. So all the neighbors were like, have been like cooperative with each other on, you know, keep it on the down low. I didn't hear anything, but then they hear shit that like they didn't hear, you know? And it's like, oh, that's convenient. That's real convenient. Are you there? That's real convenient for you, isn't it? So yeah, friend with a knife there, big old knife, 2 metal poles one time, had some stuff stolen, water jugs, water buckets that I put outside for the straight. Okay, I paused it again because there was a vendor car passing by and they've been like fucking with their like speakers. The bleach in the air, it seems like a little bit of a thing. It's not bad enough to where it's like a problem respiratory, but like the canary in a coal mine, it burns the eyes a little bit. Oh right, the cat. I wasn't crying about the cat. I'm not crying about the cat. It is a little sad, yes. He was young. He didn't have like an infection. He might have been attacked by an animal, possibly a dog or something. But all the other cats around here are used to the dogs, and all the dogs are used to the cats, and sometimes they chase them. But it doesn't seem like it was a thing. So I do suspect it might have been a person. But I'm not going to accuse anybody of it. But that cat was stolen by the same household. Did I mention? Okay, but I didn't want to be seen with my shirt off because I was sweating. I didn't want, you know, that feeling of like clothes sticking to you when you sweat. Like, I didn't want that feeling. Like, while I'm watering trees, like, I just want to water the trees, get it over with, and go back inside. So I didn't want the sweat to stick on me. I wanted it to wash off, not stick on the clothes, and like, you know. Plus, it cools, and then it's like, and then it's cold, and it's like, yeah. Right. So I took my shirt off and I was like, I'm gonna wait a little bit and let the fuckers pass by, and you know, and then I'll cross without getting in their way. Because it turns out that when they called the police over some bullshit that I don't get even one word of support from them, much less get the police involved. By the way, if the police have been used to use any of the video evidence or any of the situations against my consent involving me, no thank you. You're not needed. Mind your business. There's more important things. You should be working on more important things in society, and the reason things are so fucked and people are so fucking antisocial is because you're out there trying to play nanny to these fuckers. Sorry. This is not that big of a fucking deal. Even the little dude with the fucking toy gun. Like, come on. Had it been a real gun? Okay. I get myself into that situation. I wind up dead. Okay. Oops. My bad. Darwin Awards. That dude just died because he thought he could. Okay. I died. Then you go in, it's your jurisdiction, you're allowed to come in and be like, well, it looks like his brain splattered this way, and, oh yeah, the fucker held the gun, like, to my fucking head, right there. Like, I'm putting my face outside the little window thing, like, and you, like, which part of my body is a threat to you? Is it the cat? I wasn't even recording at that moment. Anyway, so yes, the neighborhood's been a little bit shitty. That's basically the gist of the 2017 to end of 2018, which is almost like 2 years I'm trying to summarize. Trees have been going pretty well. I don't have enough plants growing to feed me. I don't have a nutrient base. I don't have waste remediation. As far as a biogas digester, a septic system, I don't have human manure composting. I don't have a solar oven. I don't have a wood burning rocket stove. I don't have a lot of these things that I need to get going. I don't have water distillation. I don't have a windmill. I don't have, my own electricity being generated. It's really, I'm so dependent on the grid right now. And the other day I recorded a video. It's off. It's unlisted. But I uploaded it. I might provide a link on Facebook maybe. Right, so the Facebook videos, they're linked under the notes on my Facebook profile, in there somewhere. The comments on the social and cultural dynamics of the neighborhood and the community and stuff. So it should be easy to find. Yeah. What else? Right, so the cats and the dogs, and now the cats are not showing up. That's interesting. Anyway, there's pigeons. I might try to catch pigeons. I don't know how to make like a one-way gate thing, like a trap door to trap pigeons in a large, if I were to close up the perimeter and make it like a big, aviary type of thing. So that the pigeons could come in and they'd stay stuck in, and that the small birds could go in and go out, but the pigeons would be stuck. I don't know how to do that, but I might actually find myself raising rabbits for feed for the cats before I find myself raising pigeons, considering how many pigeons there are, how much they are like favored vectors for disease and parasites, versus the rabbits are pretty... They're easier to take care of, I guess. They might even be better meat sources for cats. I have... Oh, right. I need to... That's one of the things. I thought I had the wheatgrass seeds for the cats. I have catnip. I ordered some sage seeds. I haven't gotten my sage seeds yet. Some white sage. Not that that's related, but those are some of the seeds I ordered that I haven't gotten. What else? Yeah, so death threats from... Oh yeah, one of the guys I grew up with, he's like, oh, I know you, we used to play when we were little. Yeah, I hardly remember, barely. Hardly remember. But real condescending. And then he says he's gonna kill me. I'm like, I'll call you on it? Like, the guy's bigger than me. If he wants to play dirty and not fight fair, he could very much kick my ass. Thoroughly kick my ass. If we were in a fair fight, I'd have a better chance. He's still heavier. So there's that momentum, and he's it's like he's carrying weight all the time, basically. Plus, I think his job requires him to lift boxes and stuff. And, yeah, even when I was lifting boxes for work, it wasn't that much. I can't retain much muscle mass. It falls off, it seems quicker than most people. I don't know. Maybe it's just you need to keep up with it. No, even when I was lifting weights, even when I was lifting weights, I can't keep very much muscle density and mass. It's just my body type and metabolism, I think. I can put on some weight. You were able to see in the videos, vlog 1 and 2 of 2017, that I am able to keep some fatty tissue. And I was on some medication as well. But regardless of the medication, which was supposed to do that as one of the side effects, I can retain fat. And right now, my body's maybe you should have a little fat. It's a little cold. For California, where it is, anyway, this house needs to get, what else? Personally, health, plants, right. So the wheatgrass would be good for feeding rabbits, to feed the cats. I don't have grain. Grain is less likely sustainable source for feeding the pigeons to feed the cats. I have a bag of grain that's supposed to be for chickens, roosters. The cat actually got into it, and she was chomping on it. Bad cat. What else? Yeah, I have some plans. I posted them up on Facebook. Some of the comments on my Facebook profile have gone deleted, missing, or I can't see them. Maybe they're not deleted, but I can't see them. And so, like, similar with other things, tampering and stuff like that. At least I haven't gotten any more threats by means of these mediums, electronics. Cameras were broken, so now I can't take as high resolution photos or video. I'm using my phone right now, but I was using my phone earlier, so it's not that big of a deal, I guess, for this purpose. Broken down refrigerator, I might repair it, might modify it maybe, so it's a side project that could be like a hobby thing that I would like to get to. Increase insulation, put the compressor and stuff on top so the heat rises, maybe insulate something. Anyway, try to change the design. I don't know why they make them so that the compressor's like near the bottom or the side, like, and then the insulation is like really high energy consumption that way. The thermal, yeah, like these things show that they wouldn't need to change very much in order to make them more effective, more efficient. What else? I don't want to kill too much time with this lack of structure. What else? Food. Diesel. I don't even have a generator. Oh, I mentioned the cat. We got tapeworm again. Oh, right. And I haven't been able to get enough of the right medication or the mixes of medication to prevent a fucking immunity, a resistance to the fucking, resistance to the dewormer. I don't want to get some sort of resistant strain. And these fuckers seem to be nursing some sort of like Munchausen by proxy, I heard it's called. Like, where they like, oh, I'm doing good, I'm contributing to society, I'm doing a good thing. And it's like they kind of just doing like the bare minimum, or like just keeping you like us and like stray animals and like the park situation, the infrastructure. There's like blaming on the government and like the cat. And so like I don't want to be like playing into that sort of dynamic. I don't want to be like keeping the cat like tentatively healthy, like just because I'm lacking just barely. Anyway, so I have the medication. I have some medication, enough for both cats, except if something were to go wrong, because they seem like the tapeworms seem to like, alright, it's at 30 minutes, close to, it might end. It hasn't warned me. The tapeworms bounced back. I started to see them come back, and I'm not sure if it got reinfected or something when I started the first dose with this cat. The black cat disappeared conveniently, like the dog. When I gave it over, I gave the dog over, the cat disappeared to that household. Maybe one of their guests or something took the cat. That's what it looked like. So they have like that plausible deniability, but they're also the ones who threatened to kill me with a fucking large ass fucking knife larger than this fucking thing, and a pole. Anyway, so I read that the tapeworm is supposed to take like 2 to 3 weeks to reestablish itself. The fucker was back within less than 2 weeks. So it looks like maybe the tapeworm medication that I was using has been abused in the area, and the tapeworms may be resistant, or it got reinfected again, or the medication didn't do the trick, or whatever. I need more than one type. I need it to be effective. I need to get rid of it, and then I need to keep them from getting it again. I considered buying some nematodes for the soil to prevent the fleas. I heard the fleas carry that vector transmission thing I was not familiar with before, that the flea larva could carry the tapeworm eggs inside them. I didn't know that they were, like, capable of that. I thought it was usually contamination of food sources and bedding and that sort of thing. But anyway, so I need to get nematodes in the soil. I got earthworms in the soil. The patio has earthworms. I got the red. The earthworms are doing really well. The soil's doing well. Thankfully, some of the worms. I thought I had collapsed worm bin anaerobically, but I should have trusted my initial. They're doing well. They're doing really, really well. I was able to split the population too. I've got some in the soil, I've got some in a container, I've got some in the bin. So even if I leave, as long as the plants keep doing their thing, it won't completely fall back to how it was before, which is good. And the trees and the plants, it's good. It's good. It's not as good as it could be, but yeah. What else? Oh, I've got some snails. My grandfather lives nearby, and he no longer keeps bees. I kind of would have wanted to get some bees from him. He no longer has any bees, so I can't get bees from him. Also, that's related to the beekeeping, the vegan thing, animal exploitation. I'm not absolutely vegan. I don't know, like. Humans, like, there's microbes in my gut that are not genetically a part of me, and they're not animals. I'm exploiting them technically, and they're kind of exploiting me. They could change my mood, they could change my psychological, fucking neurological biochemistry, drop of a fucking hat, change what I eat, change my hunger craving patterns, you know? Most of the DNA in my body from head to toe is microbes that are not me. My chromosomes, anyway. And I don't consider that like unethical exploitation. So like honeybees, plus they're European. They're not even from the fucking continent. So people saying like, I think I already mentioned that. They're basically an invasive species when they go feral, you know? Similar to the rock pigeons. So like we had like a responsibility. Oh, like these cats and dogs out on the fucking street, they're throwing off the ecosystem and the balance of things, you know? So I got some snails from my grandparents. I had gotten at least two. I accidentally killed one by keeping it in a container that did not have enough airflow, and the humidity caused the bacterial growth that basically made the poor snail suffer a painful infection and death. Thankfully, I still have 2 snails. One is a lot smaller than the other, but they're hermaphroditic, and it'll catch up. And they live long enough. So not much to worry about it. I'll try to get some more genetic variety of those snails. There are a type of snails, I think they're called decollet. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. The whole used to breeding pronunciation versus speaking pronunciation barrier or rift. Yeah, and I heard that those snails actually eat these other snails, the European the escargot variety, the